Yeah, today I find myself at some very interesting location. I'll be doing a few meetings in the day, and I want to share some food for thought because of where I find myself. Since the morning, I was having some thoughts that I think need to be shared or is good when shared. I will be going to site. I'll be going to a few sites, hopefully, if I get enough time, and also, um, yeah. Mostly it's about site today and then some personal stuff. I hope I have the gas to put them on video. Yeah, you can see the stuff that are being uh, dried there. These are from people who were devastated by the flood. And it's obvious they built in waterways, but nobody's talking about that one. We will blame Mahama, but it's okay. Depending on the side of the political divide you are, you either blame the people or you blame the government. That's what happens in Ghana. So the grind continues, but I was pretty sure that some of them built in waterways and those places will certainly flood just a week before the floods came. Those who as matter raised their houses, so as much as possible, make sure your house is higher than the road, because when the flood comes, even the roads get flooded. Okay, Aiko. So some fence walls have come down. This house is pretty raised, right? Yeah, this house is pretty raised. So they're putting a new fence wall, and if you're in a flood zone, you have to put a beam. I've seen some with even beams that came down, but at least if you have a beam for the listing, your chances are better. Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking about two things. I have a cracked teeth. My wife said it's, she likes men with cracked teeth, so thank God my teeth is cracked. It's not a healthy thing because you can get hurt in the teeth when it is touching your enamel and then have to remove it. But I was pasting today and I remember the dentist one taught me how to brush. And I'm wondering whether we teach our children how to brush. But do you know that when you are brushing, the act of brushing is not to shine the teeth, but to remove food debris from inside of the teeth and then between the teeth and the, how's that thing called? The gum. So the doctor was like, we should go in round ways. I realized that I never get the time to brush at that, I just do. Yeah, so always make sure that you have a toothpick, you have floss, and when you are brushing, you are deliberately removing the debris stuck in there. So if you can see some yellow stuff between the teeth and the gum, you are liable for tooth decay and you are liable for mouth odor, and you should be deliberate about removing it. See a dentist as easy as possible, as soon as possible, because people will not tell you. People are usually not bold enough to tell you. Yeah. So we continue the journey. I just saw some kids doing some very hard work, and I was asking myself the last time I filmed kids. Aiko. Okay. The last time I filmed kids, you see that here they write produce permit. That means the building has no permit, and they just saw a piece of land and they built. Now they can't stay in it, and it's a lot of feeling. Yeah. So let's continue. If kids are doing productive work in Africa, we call it child labor. But if kids do productive work abroad, we call it talented kids doing amazing this and that. And I think that is language that is not fair. So the last time I posted kids doing some hard work, I was told that is child labor, and so I shouldn't promote it. But I think that is not fair. If this is what we do, we have to train our children in it. The only thing is that we should be deliberate at training them to do more productive work. Okay, you have to train them to do more productive work so that they don't grow up to become laborers of economies but movers of substance. Okay, every industry there is a lot of money to be made. But if you are a human being in the industry, you get paid the least. Last time we were on site, the guys were arguing that they say there's money in construction, but it's the engineers that take off, and it's true. Though I know my guys, they get a lot of money. Some of them are richer than me, but if you are a laborer or if you are a human being, you cannot get much compared to someone who is meeting the customers, doing the finance. It's about how replaceable you are, okay? So if machines can replace you, if other people can replace you easily, you don't get anything, okay? I'm just observing the drain. The water is all gone. So if you come here, you will never think that this water could raise all the way to the walls, but it actually came and went all the way into houses. So when you are buying land beside water, if you are buying for agriculture, it's a plus. But if you are buying to build, you have to be careful. You need a buffer. If possible, you need a 500 meter away from the water, because when the place gets built up, the water needs, there's going to be more water. Everybody's going to pave their house, and there's going to be more water. Everybody's going to drain it back into their distance. In Togo, I saw something called sump. It's not really called sump, but sump is something we do. But in Togo, you have like lakes. Yes, you have like lakes, big lakes in the middle of the town. What they do is that those lakes, if they are called sump in Togo, they act as a buffer for flooding. So when the rains come, the water goes into it. The water level goes up in the rain, and then it doesn't have to flood the roads. Okay. And then during the dry season, it dries up. Ghana, we don't have that, but realize that nature usually has sumps. But the thing that I see happening in Accra is that people are also buying such low areas and filling it up and building. Okay, because land is scarce. But once you do that, there's going to be more floods. The worst floods in the world happen in the biggest of cities. So once the city is becoming bigger, nature will be monitoring our growth with floods. And it's okay. Okay, just let's concentrate on the lessons and be deliberate in our dealings. So I'll take you along, and we'll go to site, and then we have more conversations along the day. See you. There's the Prom. Is that Prom Road or Dawenya Road? From Tema to Dawenya Highway Road, being constructed by contractor Fed Sky, President John Dramani Mahama. Fantastic. This is how it used to be, and now it's going to become dual carriage. So once that happens, there's going to be value appreciation, less traffic, less commute time, more value for the economy. Hallelujah! The music is in the background is sponsored by Groove Hub. Yeah, so let's talk about Groove Hub. So Groove Hub is a music producer studio. I think Groove Hub is how I got into YouTube and into marketing. Though I'm a civil engineer. And one thing that I learned doing Groove Hub, which I really want to talk about extensively when I get to site as well, is trying to create value for industries that don't have much value, or being in industries with huge value and not getting much financial reward. That's the biggest dilemma that you can have in life. Assuming you are in the oil and gas industry, real estate industry, and you are getting paid peanuts, or you see someone who is into some other industry that doesn't seem too lucrative when we're growing up. Maybe you can see like, sorry to say, a shoemaker or a fashion designer in the villages. There's not too much value in those industries, but realize that you get to the stage and someone is just wrecking it big, okay? So I think the music is disturbing us. I want to have a conversation on that because I've seen something. I realized that the size of the economy really affects how far these things can go. And sometimes people run away from valuable prospects because of lack of opportunities where they find themselves, or lack of understanding of the opportunities or the diverse opportunities in that space. I think this phrase I've come to love so much. So we are going to dive more into it because I have good news. The good news is that the tailor that I showed, who had a goiter, I hope that's the word for it, for 2 years, someone has sent more money than he needs, or at least than he said he needed, for him to get his operation done. So we are going to get his operation done, which is so nice. I want to say thank you to him. The next time I get to the Volta region, that's what we are going to do. But I've been thinking about him. You have to make it sustainable for him. He's a fashion designer. He sews very nice dresses. I'll try his dress when I get there. But he's not getting value. I think his place is not very nicely spec'd, so he can't charge much. I think his customers are not paying, so we need to change his customers. And I think he needs workers because he can't work alone and become a millionaire. So let me know in the comments how we can help him. I am thinking of getting him a sewing machine, and then we refurbish the place a little bit. At least spec it up a little bit so that he can charge a little more, and marketing his product so that he can get a little more business. So stay with me. Today we'll discuss how to make more money or gain more value in something that doesn't seem to have much value, or how to be the one who is being paid more when we get to site. Okay, see you. So just got to site. Wow, this community are doing some very nice job. They I hope the block factory is not too loud.
No boots, nothing.
Meet Mama Joby. Oh, your real name is Judith, right?
Judith, yeah.
Yeah, she's the CEO of this place. But you sometimes you don't look like CEO, you look like gang leader.
Yeah, construction is tough. So
Yeah,
I'm all the time dressed
very
for it. Yeah,
dressed for
that's
it.
how it should be.
I like the way she works. She works day and night, and she always meets deadline. And she's been supplying us with the concrete. Your block is concrete blocks, you know. In who they do sandcrete. That one you just
Anything you want, anything you request.
But I like your block, and the best part is you use a 42-hour.
Yes.
Wow, it's actually 42-hour. Hey.
Yeah, 42-hour. Yeah.
That's the cement for strong concrete work.
Preferable is.
Yeah. It's very strong for concrete work. So you are doing very well. Can you mention a number if somebody wants to buy block?
Sure, sir.
Please,
why not?
Yes, please mention the number.
059.
Yes.
82.
Yes.
82 again.
Yes.
784.
059 82 82 784. She supplies block anywhere around Tema, Accra, anywhere. 10 kilometers from Tema, she can come. Right? And she does delivery.
I look like the how hard the blocks are.
But you know, I like it. For you stayed abroad for some time and came back.
Yes.
And you are working so hard.
Yes,
wow.
I've been out for about 11 years.
Wow.
And actually, you know, I came down for vacation. You know, during my vacation, I saw the development coming up and the necessity of people wanting blocks in this community. I already have the land, so I decided to start something, and it's never been easy, you know.
Oh, so you saw the opportunity and
yes. Yeah.
Wow, and I think you're the only block producer around, right? I've not seen another block.
Yeah, others coming, but I'm not.
Now that you're making money,
I'm knocking them.
People want to come and join you. No, it's good. You have opened their eyes to the business opportunity here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Your guys miss you, eh?
So they said my water is full. I have a remote
so
connecting my borehole, you know, in my well. So water is up. I need to.
So just press it down. It's gone. Hey, technology woman.
Remote.
Wow. So please call Mama.
We need water. We need water.
You just press then it comes.
Yeah. Wow. Fill my well. Yeah.
That's a lot of innovation. If people come and they want to set up business in and around Pram, I'm sure they can call you.
Yes.
And then you can help them. Thank you very much. You have to tell a story in a full video.
Yes,
let me know in the comments if you want to see.
The story is coming up. The real story is coming up.
Yeah.
This is just a preview.
Okay, thanks
This
so
my
much.
man here has been pushing my brand and
Yeah.
keep supporting us and keep supporting his construction work. We do quality and nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. Salute. Hello. I'm back on site now, and I've not forgotten our conversation. We are coming to finish it up, but I was coming and I realized that my Tunu will kill me one day. We are doing some work, and sometimes when I look at the price, me myself, I get really scared. Look, it's a culvert, nice culvert, made with concrete, like the international standard, huh? And you can see what some other people they do it with blocks, so they obviously will do it for half our price. I want to show you this. This is why I was always saying some. Okay, so when you do covers, you leave something like this in the center so that you can clean it, because if it gets choked, it's a long way. You need a human being to go through, which is difficult. I've seen videos people put run tires through. I hope it works with the kind of rubbish we have in Ghana. But with this, you can service it much easily. All the dirt will come here, the sand will come here, the debris will come here. Then you just come and fetch it out, okay? So that's one good thing here. And then look at the blocks. These are quality blocks, quality concrete blocks from Joby Block Factory. So I supply blocks now. If you need block, call me. That's the block factory right there. We use corridors, river sand, very high quality blocks. And I supply scaffolds too. And for scaffold, I didn't park here. So if you need scaffolds, quickly call me. Okay, quite some good work ongoing there. I realized that some people are also using some very, very light film culverts to build the culvert. So the culvert is actually the cylinder that is inside. That one cannot carry load. Maybe if a tipper truck or something pass on it, it will break, and in the future it can become a hazard. But we need to discuss this because, as I was saying, we need to support the fashion designer to up his business and make some more money. And I realized that when I started doing a lot of the charity work, I realized that Africa has a big problem. We have been made to believe that salvation comes from Jesus Christ, pastors, from above. It's not something that depends on us. And then liberation comes from politicians. So it's not something that comes from. So we are waiting on politicians to come and share rights and make education free and water free and the like. And we are waiting for pastors to come and share grace and anoint us and heal us of our infirmities and stuff. While some of these things are just simple decisions that we can make to change our lives. Now, some of these decisions is this. I know that a lot of people who watch these videos are elite, but the challenge is we usually don't have time to share this information. So we need to share it to the people who really need to hear it. Unfortunately, they don't like to watch this kind of content. They prefer rap and entertainment music, just like myself. That's the challenge I had when I tried to do music. It's struggling. Groove Hub is struggling. That's why the conversation came to my mind, because my music is not entertainment kind of music. Is relaxing, meditating, the kind of music that you reflect upon your sins and plan your future and the like, which people don't like, but that's fine. It's an experience. So that's the issue we need to look at. Well, these people are doing some nice job here. So they are filling the road. The drain hopefully will come in the future, and everyone is building their own culvert. Now, what I was going to say is this. If you find yourself in a place in life, usually when you are young, I try to teach that also looking at the timeline of life, okay? It's about value proposition. The person who gives the most value gets paid the most, okay? Usually it's that person that is liaising with the contractors or liaising with the client. Now he gets to negotiate, ensure quality control, make sure that the work is done well, cash flow is monitored, and those things. Because I'm a construction man, I'm saying this in in any other industry, transport industry, the person who bought the cars. So you hear people say that we are the ones driving every day, that he's coming for the big money. Even at my studio, we financed the studio and I have 30 investors who have put their money there to work for them. Then when there is a job, people feel like They played the guitar and all those stuff, and they are coming to take the money. Sometimes even church business, instrumentalists want to be paid by pastors. Pastors don't want to pay. Though the clarity is not laid straight and the lines were not clear when we were young, they should have told us to just go after the things of Babylon and have a wonderful life. They told us to seek first the kingdom of God and all other things shall be added. But I think that message is altered because you cannot be paid into riches. You need to have a grind. You need to begin to make your time work for you, your money work for you, assets work for you, get people to work. You need to begin to create leverage. Okay, so once you have to do it all by yourself, it's not going to work. That's my issue with the tailor. He's working alone and he can't price high because the place is not very well spec. Okay, the place is not nice. The location is not interesting. The town is not having too much value. So if you find yourself growing up in life, you have to gain knowledge, build portfolio, meet people, build network, build expertise. Okay, quality control. The sewed dress, the seam is so crooked. Okay, the inside is not comfortable. The material quality is not good. Okay, so those kind of stuff, because that is a tailor. Any other industry, it works like that. When you find yourself being a human being in an industry, in construction, human being is someone who has 2 hands, 2 legs, can eat, can talk, all those things. They do this for me, do that for me. You cannot do any specialized work. You get paid peanuts, 100 cedis a day. If you are skilled, like a mason, you get paid a little more. Carpenter and those things, 200 Ghana cedis. With all other industries, it works like that. If you are a foreman, so you are supervising a lot of masons, so you can get 3 masons to do the work of 5 masons, then you can get paid 300 cedis a day. If you are an engineer, you have a few foremen who are getting 3 or 5 people to do the work of 20 people. Okay, then you get paid 500 cedis a day. That's how the thing works. Then depending on the industry or the economy in which you find yourself, in who you earn certainly less than Accra. And then in the US, you earn certainly more than Accra. Okay, so that also comes to play because when I go to the villages, I'm realizing that the economy is small. So even when they work, they don't get paid. Okay, even the people who have money don't want to pay. I've seen that a lot of people say, oh, Accra, we want to charge experts more. It's true, we charge experts a lot more because experts want a lot of quality, they want a lot of service. Okay, that kind of stuff, their work requires a lot of attention. You need better reporting. Okay, you need clarity. You need to explain every step. Okay, which are all services that come at a cost. Okay, look at my columns, very nice work. Columns, and the foundation is like this is for gate too, and the foundation is like a story building. You work too hard, but that's what I'm trying to say. So you need to up your game, you need to elevate your portfolio, you need to scale yourself up. If you are into the investments, you need to invest into more viable projects. If it's real estate, you need to begin to look at the one that gives you returns faster. Okay, because when I start selling land, especially the lands that are not too priced, I realize that people are just talking about the price. But the price is not all there is to it. The value, access to market, access to water, access to labor, okay, access by yourself, because you will drop at Kotokai, the national airport, and drive to the place. Okay, then viability for business. Okay, if it's a business you want to do or if it's recreation, can people make it there? Then even the economy of the area, if the economy is small, you cannot do too much, you get it? So that kind of stuff comes to play. And yeah, we've done some nice works here. See, we've done fence walling. Yeah, even doing the backfill. The backfill with, hey, the client is rich, Papa. I remember we were painting the hotel, the Hola Hotel. And he said, hey, Cora, your client is rich, Papa. It's not about how rich the client is. The reason why I use Cora is when you even call Cora by yourself and you want to work, they will tell you that they'll ask you whether it's interior painting or exterior, okay? Because if it is interior, you don't need a lot of antifungal treatment, okay, UV treatment and those things, because the exposure is less. But if it is exterior, it's going to be exposed to rain, it's going to be exposed to sunlight, it's going to be exposed to a lot of other things, okay? Even kids are going to rub their hands. So you need a higher quality. But The other brands are just a piece of something that gives you color. Because Vakura pays attention to those things. It's tropicalized, okay, and all those stuff. So you begin to look at that when you do that as well. Sorry, this video is more of a me talking to you issue. But if you think this information is valuable, let me know in the comments. Share it with people who need to see it and the like. So yeah, that's what we are saying. So you build up yourself. If you find yourself in corporate and academia and the like, they need to get more degrees. As funny as it sounds to me, because of the kind of things that I preach, it is what it is. It's not about the piece of paper, but it's about the credibility it endorses on you and the knowledge hopefully you get when you go get a degree, the capability you get, the network you build, and the kind of works that you cannot handle, the multitasking and management of things and the like come into play. So that's when education comes, and then you can actually do a little more. Someone testified about a friend who literally became like 10 times more successful than them after 15 years. And he said, one, the woman he married helped him. She doesn't spend too much, very humble, very peaceful. Yes. And two, he's a pastor, so he doesn't womanize, he doesn't spend on those things, no night outing, no chilling, no entertainment. I tell people, entertainment, if you are spending on entertainment, okay, I hope you have the money, but it's hurting your cash flow, your savings, you get it. So that also helped him. Then three, he was always attending seminars. So he's always learning, building capacity, meeting people. Always build capacity. When you build capacity, just hear the name. When you build capacity, you can do more. And when you do more, you can make more. You get it? And then the last one he said was, he said after every job they did, they bought a new car. After every job they did, they bought a new car, but he actually plowed it back his profit. That's another thing, plowing back your profit, plowing back the knowledge. So when you make money from work, you go back to school, you start a business, you begin to do those kind of things other than just burning the money. Sorry, it has become a very long video. I hope it makes sense. Kindly subscribe, share it with youngsters. This video is for 20 to 30. My audience are 40 to 60 mostly. People who have gone through this and know it's true. So just share it with the youngsters who probably don't know or who think it no longer works like that. It still does, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. Let me know in the comments if this is a possible video. I'll show you the scaffold in a minute, if it's still there. And then, let me build a house for you. And whatever we can do together, right? Yeah, call me 02065862226. And if you want to support the tailor, so we'll be giving him a machine, we'll be doing the operation, and I want to spec his place a little bit and see if we can create a market for him. Also reach out 054-781-0709, okay, or +233-54781-0709, so we can do something really sizable and monitor the progress with time, and let's see how it gets. Thank you for watching the video to this point. It's not too easy to watch a talking head for 30 minutes, but you made it. You are blessed. I appreciate your support. Let's go and do more sustainable support for Ghana and the worldwide. Salute. The video is over, but I'll just show you this. Is this showing? So I realized I didn't tell why. Hey, that could have been a snake. We are not scared of snakes. It's a lizard, the scary one that looks like a snake. So we use this to do the backfill for this area because the ground here is wet and it's a lot of clay, so it will expand with water and contract too fast, which will be exerting pressure on the wall, which can hurt the wall with time. So we want to put that there. That is crash rocks. This corridor is easy to do heavy duty construction works fine. If you see our concrete, you realize that concrete are not very yellow, are not like this, they are more like this, okay? So the concrete looks richer and the cement content is good. These are the scaffolds. So if you want scaffold, call me. Let me give you scaffold. Yeah, so We do that so that there's not too much pressure on the fence wall. Otherwise, it can become really, really problematic for the place. Okay. Thank you very much.